Cold War Zombies is out, and oh my god, this is an exciting day because it doesn't suck. I did initially just want to do some guides when the game came out and just a few other things after that, but however, all the other bigger YouTubers will be making guides and people will be watching them, which is totally fine, but I didn't think there was much point in doing any. And I was playing and I was thinking, hang on a minute, I found that there were some guns I really enjoyed using, and one in particular which we'll get to, and I thought, wait, why don't I make a guide since the game is new and people are figuring out what guns to use? I'll make a guide on the weapons and perks and everything. So here it is. I want to talk about some weapons, some specialist abilities and perks that I feel like you should be getting before certain others. So instead of making Easter egg guides as well as pack-a-punch guides, I may as well just make some loadout guides instead. So first up, I'm going to talk about weapons, and I think we may as well get this one out of the way. It's the big daddy himself, the Gallo SA-12, and this is basically the Spaz 12 from Black Ops 1, and it is the god of all shotguns in zombies, and that is a bold statement, but I think it's pretty true. I mean, seriously, just watch this thing go. I mean, man, words can't even describe. I'm speechless. It's amazing, and there's so many more examples of that. In terms of attachments for this thing, anything goes really, as long as you are comfortable using it. But something I will recommend is definitely things that increase drop rates, such as salvage or equipment. I don't think that sights are needed for this gun, but if you want to use them, then go ahead, but you could be saving that attachment slot for something a bit more useful. Just taking it back to the Gallo SA-12's muzzle attachments, this is the thing that can get you more equipment, and that is the flash cone 12 gauge. I'm assuming that's what the GA stands for. There's absolutely no downsides to it except for it using a slot, but other than that, it's a no-brainer. On the body of the weapon, you can also increase the salvage drop rate, which is also amazing, especially if you pair these two things. I mean, wow, you'll literally be drowning in equipment and salvage. In order to get increased salvage drop rates on that gun, make sure you equip the Ember Sighting Point, and that is gonna really help. Not only that, but you also get an extra 30% increase on hipfire accuracy, which is just pretty nice, especially for a shotgun. However, the cons are minus 10% sprint to fire time and minus 10% ADS time. This one doesn't need any kind of second thought or hesitation. Put increased magazine sizes on. Put an attachment on that gives you increased magazine capacity, because it's gonna help you out in the long run, and also I feel like the more ammo the better in zombies. Plus the benefits of having more bullets in the gun without having to reload at a time is gonna very heavily outweigh the cons that will come with the attachment. Go for the Stanag 12 round tube, which is basically the biggest ammo capacity increase for this weapon. It gives this monster of a weapon 12 shells. 12 shells. That is huge. So if you're starting out with that bad boy, you have won. And you should have 2 more attachment slots left if you followed this. Put anything you want on, really. Just for shotguns, I would focus on things like hipfire accuracy, but I am gonna encourage you to be creative with this. I do want to know what other attachments you'd add or take away from this gun in particular, so tell me in the comments down below. So if you're not wanting to use a shotgun, even though that is clearly the meta right now, if you're going for that kind of thing, for high rounds, etc., probably one of the other strongest guns from what I've experienced is the AK-74U. I mean, it's a classic, there's no denying it. It's always been good in every COD game it's been in, and this is no different. And in terms of attachments, I think it's a very similar thing to the Gallo SA-12. Just put things on that will be just overall useful, like the extended mags. I'd throw a sight on this thing, as I think it helps a lot. Speaking of extended mags, I would go specifically with the 40 round drum attachment. So you get plus 33% magazine ammo capacity, plus 33% more starting ammo capacity, and plus 33% ammo capacity. The only con is minus 10% reload time, time, which if you have speed cola with this thing, it completely makes that not a problem. The Tiger Team Spotlight is a pretty obvious one because of the increased salvage. The only downside is that it's minus 10% sprint to fire speed, but however, I feel like that's not going to be too much of a problem. If there were any more cons with this, I probably wouldn't recommend it. So there probably are a few other guns that are just as good, but as of right now, those two, especially the first one, really did stick out to me. Shotguns in particular are the meta right now, but this is definitely subject to change. Moving on to abilities, I'd go with the Ether Shroud. There's no doubt about it, there's no contest. That is your get out of jail free card, and it will basically stop you from dying. You just pop it and then bam, you're gone. It's basically a free in plain sight. Whilst the other abilities are good, just personally this one has been the most useful to me. Moving on to perks, I'm going to be telling you the first 4 that I think you should buy. You actually can purchase all of the perks, but eventually they get very pricey and you might not get a full set of perks, all 6 of them to be exact, until much later on in the match. So my recommendations may seem cliche, but just hear me out. Juggernog, Stamina Up, Speed Cola, and Quick Revive. Juggernog for the increased health, obviously. Stamina Up because of its useful speed increase, and I can't stress this one enough. In this game, on this map, you are running into some tight places, and having Stamina Up is so useful, and it has saved my life so many times. And plus, getting around the map quicker can never hurt anybody. Now, Speed Cola isn't 100% necessary unless you're going into higher rounds, but however, I feel like its effects outweigh Deadshot and Elemental Pops, so you may as well just buy it first. And Quick Revive due to the increased health regeneration and also being able to pick fallen teammates up quicker, but let's just focus on that first part for a second, the increased health regeneration speed. So in this game, I've noticed that zombies really enjoy spawning in front of you, and I mean a lot. You'll turn a corner and boom, they are just there in your face, ready to kill you. So say you got cornered and you managed to get out of the corner but on very low health, as in 1 hit away from dying, and luckily you managed to get out of said corner because of Stamina Up, because hopefully you've been following this perk guide. And then your health isn't regenning fast enough because you don't have Quick Revive, and then all of a sudden that zombie gives you a kiss on the lips from around the corner and then you're dead. Whereas if you had Quick Revive, that situation would have played out very differently. You would have managed to have recovered the health long before the zombie actually swiped you. So believe me when I say Quick Revive is the final 4th perk I think you should get. And just to reiterate, I'm not saying don't get all those perks, because get all of them, but I would just personally get those 4 first. And in terms of equipment, I think the best equipment you could have are explosives like Semtexes and C4s, and for tacticals, monkey bombs, obviously that's a very good choice to have. And also stim shots are extremely useful as well, and that just about does it. So now you can go and get to some high rounds or do the Easter egg with the comfort of knowing that you have made good choices on the equipment, guns, attachments, perks, everything that I have mentioned in this video. If you have any other good setups or attachments, or you do something differently, please tell me in the comments below. I think it would be amazing to be able to have other people's setups, and then if someone watched this and didn't fully agree and would have something slightly different, they can go in the comments and be able to see something that they would use. And if you haven't already, be sure to smash the like button, comment, subscribe for more, turn on the bell too, because it will help me out a lot, and I'll be making more content like this about Cold War zombies. This game is a breath of fresh air so far, and I plan on making many more videos about it. So be sure to be subscribed and be able to see when these come out. But thank you so much if you've made it this far, and just thank you for watching in general, and I will see you guys next time.